A decade on and 26 hit singles later, Neil Tennant and Chris Lowe have become one of the most successful duos in British pop. The Ozone celebrates 10 years in pop with the Pet Shop Boys. So, does pop fame have its benefits?
One of the biggest highlights was actually giving up having a proper job. Because before the Pet Shop Boys, I worked for 10 years, magazines and stuff like that. And it seemed at the time like an incredibly mad thing to do at the age of 31, to leave a job and try and become a pop star. When West End Girls came out and started to get somewhere, to sort of think that something was actually going to happen. It was a fantastic, exciting moment.
Neil and Chris have remixed 30 tracks for Alternative, a new album of B-sides, which fans have been requesting for the past 5 years. Sadly, though, we can only bring you the A-sides. Do you think it's a positive thing, then, to have your own distinctive sound?
I think there are recognisable Pet Shop Boys elements. I think me singing it is a particularly recognisable element, which I tend to think is what makes us like the Pet Shop Boys. I mean, I think if you gave me a U2 backing track and I sang over it, people would say, typical Pet Shop Boys.
Chris, you've perfected this persona of being this cool guy behind his keyboards.
I must say this, Chris is the talkative one. There is this received impression that Neil's the kind of talkative one.
Right, would Chris give us the showbiz goss about his cameo role in Neighbours?
I was totally unprepared, and we'd also been out partying like all night before, and it wasn't confirmed until the very morning of doing it, and I was like in bed going, oh please just don't happen. And then of course it did. I got a phone call off Mitch and they said, right, we've got to go to Ramsey Street now.
Even 10 years into this, we still feel reticent about performing. I think it depends whether how much you really want to be in the public eye.
Everything you do looks meticulously planned. Is it all thought through step by step?
A lot of the time we give the impression that we've kind of thought everything through and everything's been like timed to perfection, but the reality is that we're both very indecisive. Ultimately, the music's more important than the visuals.
Things like that we spend forever doing, and adverts and all the rest of it. And I think there are quite a few groups nowadays. When we first started, that was definitely regarded by people as being a bit kind of pretensive that we spent so long doing all these things. And now I think that attitude goes through quite a lot of groups and artists nowadays. It's kind of tough sometimes, and particularly making pop singles, which is what our real forte is, I think. The most slagged off record we've ever been involved with is Absolutely Fabulous. It's regarded as our great disaster. I really like Absolutely Fabulous. I obviously have to apologise to people for that, but it was meant to be a funny record.
You've been together 10 years now. Are you not tired of each other?
I think, you know, we have and we do spend a lot of time together. The thing is, it's only us two been through all of this, so we can only really understand it ourselves. So it's just an incredible bond that gives you.
By the way, what is Paninaro about?
Why me? Look at all that actually that you do the Paninaro bit.
Well, this is an old track, Paninaro. Originally, it's a completely new recording of it. And the first time we went to Milan, there were all these kids. They looked really, really cool. They were like the 80s versions of mods. Paninaro.
So, have 10 years in pop been rewarding?
We have unbelievable highs, and it's, I wouldn't want to do anything else, you know.
So there you have it, in a nutshell.